Okay, here we go. Not sure if you can see me, but this is a rebuild Atlantic, kind of a little different cam and piston design combination we're going through. We've run it about 30 minutes at 3,000 RPM, kind of varying between 3,000 and 4,000 RPM with between 50 and 100 pounds of load. So it's hot. We've checked the scavenge filters for the thing making metal. Everything looks good. Now we're just going to kind of go through what we do. This runs off old Pectel, so this is the car map from the team, car calibration. Which kind of go through how we check one out and get through one power test. So I hope everybody can see it and hear it, but we'll see. All right, all warmed up. Let's see if it'll go. So we've got over here a bunch of channels from the dyno, and then Jonathan's looking at the Pectel data, which is he's using primarily for fuel feedback to see current mixture situations. We're going to try a lot of things on this engine, so we're going to try not to adjust it until we find the best combination. What we're going to do right here is sort of research or check and make sure that this calibration is good for a full power test. So we're going to check some sites. We're going to check, and I'm going to use the dyno data here and understand like what's the oil pressure doing, what's the oil flow doing, what's the water flow doing, how does the crankcase vacuum and blow by respond to load. So right now what we're waiting on is we've got target coolant temps and target oil temps. Almost a target coolant at 85 C going in, and then our oil target is 90 C going in. So we're going to kind of kick its ass and then kind of look at the way it's behaving while Jonathan is checking to make sure that the mixture is acceptable. So it's got closed loop lambda running on it now, so the closed loop mixture control is going to fix it. But we want to make sure we're in the ballpark on this, and it should be because it comes straight out of their car. So here we go. It's warm enough for me. We're just going to try some steady state spots, 5, 6, 7, 7,500, stuff like that. And he's going to make sure it's good, and then we'll power test it. Let's go 5,000. And I'm constantly looking at the idle speed, oil pressure, and oil temp to understand, hey, are we good here? We are good here currently, but if one has a problem in oil flow or a bearing situation, it can show up. It'll show up in here. And also, we're sitting here at -6.5 PSI vacuum. Blow by is indicating 0. I'm going to use this to understand the ring condition, break-in condition, and overall engine health. This is actually sealed up really good. Jonathan did a good job on this. So we're at 13 inches of vacuum at idle, and it should keep 10 on it, full boogie, peak torque. So here we go. Let's go 5,000. I'm not really going to say any numbers because it's sort of proprietary, but I'm looking for this thing each time I hit it. I'm looking for it to repeat or improve. And this yellow hose hanging down, that's combustion air. So we're burning some corrected air. So it should keep the weather factors out of the equation here. So here's 5,000. So I got a torque number off here. I'm going to go again, make sure it just repeats that number or gets a little better. And I'm looking at the crankcase vacuum. It's barely decaying, and that's pretty low pump speed, 5,000 RPM. So this thing's sealed up proper. Let's try 6,000. this thing should start getting down here pretty good at 6,000. Yeah, you can hear it. I mean, this is where it kind of comes up on the pipe, where all the tunes start coming together. And we sacrifice a bunch of the way the thing runs below 6,000, because this thing really runs between 6,500 minimum and 8,200, which is the sanctioning body rev limit. So we're trying to optimize the thing under 8,200. We'll go again. So that time it made 2 more foot-pounds of torque with no other conditions changing. That's probably just pure friction. That's what we're looking for. Anything lower than that, we're going to start rethinking, maybe go inspect the thing or something. But everything's really stable. The temps are stable, water temps are stable, the incoming air temp is stable. I'm also looking here, this oil pressure, it keeps repeating around 40 psi at 1,500. Crankcase vacuum keeps recovering in the mid-6s at idle. And Jonathan's over here checking the fueling feedback primarily. It's like, is this thing okay to power test for real? Seems to be working good. Let's go 7,000. Again, oil pressure, crankcase vacuum, water flow, everything's working. We'll give it a little bit of water pump speed here for a second, get this water pump under control. This didn't have a ton of water flow, so we'll get this water up to about 15 gallons a minute, and then this coolant will stabilize. Oil temp's looking good. Here's 7,000. So I'm adjusting the RPM that the dyno is going to hold it. So when I reach 7,000 RPM, the dyno is going to clamp down on it and maintain exactly 7,000 RPM. Really, really closely maintain it, and then we're going to watch the outputs here. Working good. Everything's good, runs good. I raised the RPM up to keep the water flow high, so the water temp would stay in control. So I think we're good here. Next thing we're going to do is power test this. It's sort of an automated, really slow sweep test, and we'll pull it up to 8,000, and then we'll do it again. Then we'll do it again. Then we'll do it again, and make sure each time that the power increases and the blow-by decreases and the crankcase vacuum increases.
You want me to raise the rev limiter up or see where they're at?
All right, so auto 1. This is a pre-programmed test that we've run a million times on here. We're going to run it right to the limiter of the sanctioning body, this first test, 8,200. And then we'll probably bump that limiter out of the way so we can get some more good data higher up. But everything's good. Temps are under control. Water flow looks good. We got big vacuum now with the high revs and low load. A blow-by is sitting at 0.1 CFM. I think we're good to go here. Good?
Mhm.
Oil level good?
Yep.
I shut it off a little bit early. Didn't want to bounce it off the chip on the dyno, but looks like we're looking good. So I'm letting it idle here. The oil pressure is a little lower now, but the oil in is about 10 degrees hotter than we were looking at a minute ago. But looks like we've got something to start with. We got a bunch of tests to do today of cam position, some header stuff, maybe some trumpet lengths, trying to optimize the thing for under, trying to optimize the thing to, you know, because they want to rev to the moon, so we're trying to make sure that we optimize this package for the 8200 RPM rule set, because it's easy to make this package make power at 8800, but 8200 these things are shut off in this sanctioned body. So we're looking good, and we'll keep going. I hope it was informative-ish.